Hi everyone, Rick here. It came to my attention earlier when I was listening to some videos on worship that there are so many of us Christians who don't really understand what worship is. And in these videos they were telling us what it means and they were giving us the word of the original translation, but they never talked about the original Hebrew. And I kept wanting to say, well, what is worship? Well, I'm going to tell you what worship is. Worship is a condition of the heart, of a broken heart, of a shameful heart, a humble heart. When you face God, the righteous presence of God, whether it's through one of His angels, whether it's through Jesus, whether it's Him Himself, when you face that light of truth, it reflects on your state of your own heart, and you are shamed and broken, and you have no choice but to fall before Him. And that is exactly what that means in the Hebrew, to prostrate oneself or bow down. Figuratively, it means to lower yourself, to depress yourself, to make yourself smaller, because you know the one you're paying homage to is so much greater. And we know instinctively that God, in His purity and justice and righteousness, is so much greater that we can never hope to measure up to Him. Even Jesus worshipped God on this earth when He went and prayed on the Mount of Olives. He was in sorrow when He prayed to Him. He was in brokenness. He wasn't jumping up and down and going, "Praise God, my Father, you're sending me to die on the cross. Hallelujah, we're going to save mankind." He didn't do that. He was in worship. He wasn't praising Him at that moment. That's what we do in church today. We call that worship, and that's not worship. Even those who talk about worship outside of praise will give it a very upbeat tone, like we're in some reverential awe toward God. We think He's so great. He's the best Father ever. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad I'm saved. That's not worship either. That's what it sounds like, but it's not. Daniel, Ezekiel, John in Revelation, all of these men, when they came before the righteous presence of God, in the angels and in Jesus, in John's case, they fell on their face and couldn't even look up or move until they were touched and strengthened so they could. Because they knew, even these men who were righteous before God's eyes, knew their place before the Maker. Now I'm going to leave you with, I want to say one more thing. Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." The poor in spirit are those who are broken, those who are in humility. They are the poor in spirit. That is the oil for your lamps. They will have the kingdom of heaven. That is why the 5 wise bridesmaids were telling the others, go get your own oil. I need all of this worship. I need all the brokenness before the Father that I can get. And I encourage you, this is so important, the topic of worship is so important, and so many Christians don't get it, that I encourage you to share this video with other Christians or other people you think need to hear it. Because worship is not what we call an emotional happy occasion. Worship is that brokenness that leads us closer and closer to Christ and draws us toward Him, so that our hearts can be filled with that joy. Happiness is an emotion. Joy is a condition of the Spirit. I'm going to leave you with a hymn. I'm going to link it below in the description for you YouTubers and in the title bar for you TikTokers who's watching this, called "It Is Well With My Soul." Listen to this song. Read the description of the man who wrote its history. And when you read the description, listen to the song, and hear what I said, you'll never look at worship the same way again. And by the way, you might want to bring a tissue or two, too, once you understand all that. It really tugs at you. Until next time, God bless.